All right, this is a quick video where I'm going to show you what I do to edit videos, record them quickly, and put as little effort in them as possible, but get good information out. I had a couple of friends ask me about this because I've started doing more and more content, but the thing is, I'm not a professional video editor. I'm certainly not a professional speaker, although I do some speaking in my day job. And so it's, just the basics. I just want how quickly can I get a video out and make it decent enough that people are getting value out of it. So just take this for what it is. It's a quick hit on how to do some videos with the least amount of effort. So the camera I'm using, I'm going to go through all the hardware first. The camera I'm using is a Elgato Facecam, and I'll show you that. And this particular camera is on a pole mounted behind about a 32-inch monitor at the very top, so it's kind of got a little bit of a top-down view. But I'm on a sit-stand desk, so I can use, I can move the desk up and down to get centered however I want as well. So this is what my camera looks like. It looks like maybe there's a newer version of it out. It works fine. It's pretty clear. There's some adjustments for it. My backdrop is just my backdrop. It's sometimes I blur it for videos, which you can do with different recording software. But that's kind of the basics right there. Okay. So the other thing that I bought is and this is where I spent some real money. And I've bought a lot of cameras over the years thinking I was buying the right thing. And I've spent thousands on 4K camcorders, on Canon little cameras to do multiple angles. I've bought everything. I mean, I've bought a lot of stuff. I've spent probably 10 grand over the years on audio recording devices and you name it. And even buying all that, it was always just to make things quicker and easier on me. It was never to get higher quality necessarily. It was just, how can I do stuff really easy and make it as little effort as possible? So I bought this camera, and it's fairly new. At least it's new for me. It's by DJI. These are the people that make the little drones that fly around and have camcorders, and they're really cool because it has really good stabilization in it. And so it's got a little LCD screen, and it can be vertical or it can be sideways. Now it turns on when you turn it, and so now that camera's facing me. Now, one of the things I love about this is it has a feature. Oh, the battery's dead. I must have left this thing on earlier. Let's see if we can plug it in and use it while it's plugged in. Right there. Is that going to work? There. 0% battery remaining. Okay. Won't be able to use it for a few minutes. I'll use it here in a sec. Let's let it run for a little bit. So it has a face tracking feature to it that's really cool, and I've used it at a shooting match that I did recently, and I sat it on the table, and then it was tracking me, and then I was video recording the steel plates I was shooting at in front of me, and made some really cool video, and I was able to take that new picture-in-picture, and I'll show you how I did that with the software that I'm using in a minute. But this is one of the cooler things that I've done, and I bought this camera with a kit, and it came with this kind of goofy cover thing that it has. And it came with this, let's see, this doesn't have it on it. I think oh, here it is. Oops, that's plugged in. Actually, that's plugged in, so that gives me a battery. Let's swap this over to a different kit. Now, this right here is something that I bought. It's just a little handle. It has a battery in it. Haven't played with this yet, but it'll hold a cell phone sideways or up and down, however you want to do it. It swivels around, and it also will charge this, but it's dead, of course. All right, so I bought this other thing. This thing's pretty cool. It's kind of like that, but I bought this first. So in this, what I like about this, let's go ahead and turn this on. Okay, now it's got 100% battery. So what I like about this, let's see. Wake up. 1% battery remaining. Not sure. Maybe that's not charged. But I'm going to put face tracking on. Start. And then I'm going to swivel it around to face me. And then if you watch it, I'm going to kind of turn it. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. It's got to be recording before it starts face tracking. So I'm going to kind of turn it. And it does a good job tracking me all the way around, which is kind of cool. Now, you can outpace it. It can't move super fast, but pretty cool. And so that will record me. All right. But then you can put your phone in the front. And since I'm doing recording, let me do this, where a lot of what I'm trying to do now is like walk and talk type videos, because I think those are a little more engaging. So I will walk and hold this like this. Let's do some, I'll do some recording with that. So you'll see that when I edit it. Camera. Say that. Come on, where's my camera at? Camera, video. Okay, I'm going to record going forward, and I'm going to record myself. And so you can kind of see, it's tracking my face pretty good, but I'm getting the forward action of the camera as well. And so I can walk and talk, and you can't really even tell that I'm holding it if I hold it about right here. And there's other tools and things you can get to hold the camera and get a different angle, up, down, whatever. Okay. And then it has a little stand. So if I'm walking, talking, I can go and set the stand out, this right here, and just sit it down, let it record me. Like I'm going to sit it down here on my desk. And so it's just sitting there. I'm still getting the stuff in front of me, and so on. We'll go ahead and stop that. Stop that. Okay, so this was really cool. Now, this wasn't the cheapest thing, and you don't have to have this. I think it's just really cool for, especially for when you're doing something like you want to video yourself talking, but there's something going on in front of you, a sporting event, something, right? For me, it was specifically doing shooting events where I wanted to track myself on target and watch myself shooting. And one of the reasons for that for me is I want to see what I'm doing wrong. And then I want to see the plates and see where I'm hitting after the fact so I can figure out, okay, here's what I'm doing wrong. I'm hitting high right all the time, or I'm traversing poorly, or whatever. And so it's been a really good diagnostic thing for me about how I shoot and what I do. Okay, so let's see. Turn that off, and we'll turn that off, and we'll turn that off. Okay, so that's set up. It's really cool. It's called a DJI Pocket Osmo Pocket 3, and in a kit with an extra battery and a cover, and I can't remember. There was maybe one or two other things that came in. There was a little bag. Here it is. Little bag came with it. You can put all that stuff in there. And then this was really cool. This lapel mic. You'll see these a lot on podcasters, and I always wonder where they got them. I never dug into it, and then I bought this, and oh, well, there it is. And so this is pretty slick. So if I want to record audio while traveling or whatever, I can clip this on my shirt, my jacket, whatever. And this does a really good job, and it doesn't pick up a lot of wind noise. I was out the other day walking to the lake, and I got zero wind noise. Excellent audio quality. So that's one of the other things that came with it. Okay. The other thing you can do is, of course, you can use AirPods, earpods, whatever they call them now. But you can put these in your ear, and you can record to your phone and do video. But once you've got the video, the real question is, what do you do with it? How do you use that video and create it in fairly engaging way? And so what I'm going to show you now is the software I use. This is not, I don't know, I don't consider this pro grade software. I don't think anyone in the pro world would. It's not, Adobe product or anything, but I think it's awesome. It's super easy to use, does a great job. I just can use it, and it's really quick. And when I decided to start doing videos, I went and researched, and people are like, well, you can do Adobe Premiere, and there's all these snobs that are like, well, if you're not doing Adobe Premiere, one of the high-end software suites, you really don't know what you're doing. Well, I don't care. I just want it to work, and I want to get it out there as quickly as possible. Give me the tools at a fair price, and I don't even mind buying expensive software if it's easy to use. And so I watched a couple of videos, and the questions I had about how to do two videos and put them together, picture in picture, how to have videos synchronized with each other. And it was like, that seems really easy. So I downloaded a demo for 30 days, and I was able to edit videos like that. And I didn't have to do a lot of research or learning to make it happen. So I buy this. It's a subscription service. I don't remember. It's like maybe $10 a month or less, something. It's not bad. And there's different pieces to it. I really just use the Director Studio 365, also called Power Director is what most people call it. And there's other features here, but I haven't really played or needed to use those much. Oh, well, I do use Director Suite, the screen recorder. Like if I'm doing something to record my screen, I'll use that sometimes. In this video, I'm using a different software called Loom that records the screen because I needed to use this software to show you how it works. Okay, so if I've got Director Studio Suite here, I'm going to open it up, and it takes a minute to load. I'm going to open that up, and I'm just going to do a new project. And I'm going to go ahead and minimize this. This just runs in the systems tray and keeps the software up to date. Come on now. I'm going to make me smaller. We'll move me over here. Okay. So this is the software. So if I have two video feeds, let's see if I have this one, and I think I have this is the other one. Yeah. So I have these two video feeds. So I drag them in here from my desktop or wherever I have those at, and then I'm going to drop them down here on my timeline. Just push them all the way up to the side. Oops. There we go. So the first thing I've got to do is I need to get those things synchronized. So let's do this. Let's click there and there, and I'm going to go sync by audio. This makes the two align properly so the audio matches up. So let's do that. Give it a second. This is a pretty fast computer I'm on, so it doesn't take quite as much time. So now that they're synced, you can see it moved this video down here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play. So you can see here, I'm making sure it's tracking. And this is the DJI. Those are people. Well, pause. Those are people shooting in the bay next to us. No, we do not have someone downrange shooting it. It picks up all the audio, and you can mute some of the audio if you need to. I'm not going to go into that right now, because I'm just doing raw video to show you how it works. So we'll skip ahead a little bit. Keep going. And so somewhere in here, now I'm shooting the plates, but you don't see me. You can kind of see the plates shaking as I'm hitting them. All right, so now I want to do picture in picture. So to do picture in picture, I got to remind myself how I do this. It is advanced overlay settings. Is that it? Yes. So, oops, I got the wrong one. So I want this one to be the picture in picture. So we're going to do this. We're going to go back to advanced overlay settings. And so now I can move this up here. And, I don't know how much I might want. I can play with that. But in general, because I'm shooting these plates here, these are all steel plates, I'm going to make it as big as I can without covering the steel plates. Okay, so I'm going to click OK. Okay, now here's what it's showing you. I've got these inverted. I need this one back up here, and I need that one down there. So let's see if we can move these around. I'm going to move that here, that up there, move that one there. And I probably got these out of order just now, so I'm going to sync by audio again. All right, so now you can see, oops, do that. Control Z is going to undo anything that you do that you mess up, so that's a nice one to know. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit play here. So on one of these, I make a big mistake and I drop a mag. I bet this is it. Yeah. So I made the habit of checking my mag after every round when I was practicing on my range, and of course I kept doing that bad habit because now the pressure's on to do well, and I did not feed my magazine in tight and verify it. So rookie mistake, but that's okay. All right, so back up here. So as you can see, I got picture in picture now. Looks good. And let's see, we'll watch it real quick. Watch. So, all right. So now I've got a video, but as you can see down here in the bottom left, I've got this chunk here, and I don't really start this video for a while. So I'm going to scoot ahead by dragging this red line. Let's get right before I get my timer shot. See, I'm warming up, holster, holding my fat belly. Okay, now I'm set. So now I'm going to cut. I'm going to use this little icon here. I'm going to cut that. Okay, so that puts a line through. I'm going to click out of the way. See, I got this line between them now. I'm going to get rid of these. So what I did was I drug with my left mouse over the top of these, which highlights both. Then I'm going to right click on them, and I'm going to say remove, and then I'm going to say remove fill gap and move all clips, because I want all those to move to the left. All right. So, and then I'm going to go down here at the very end, and when I took my camera down, I'm going to get rid of everything except for the very end of me shooting. So we'll do this right there. I'm going to cut that. And I'm going to remove And it's not moving any, it didn't ask me any other things because I'm removing them, but it's at the end. So there's nothing to move down. It's just get rid of it. Okay. All right. So now my clips are the same length. They are matched. The audio is the same. Now I don't want to have the same audio stream playing on both. So I'm going to mute one of these. So I'm going to click there. And now it's only going to play this audio stream versus this one. But I may want to see which one sounds better. So let's go up here. So you see some wind noise. All right, so you get a little wind noise. So let's switch and let's see which one has better audio. Much clearer. So that's a better audio stream. So, and that's on the that's on the cell phone. So that's the DJI. The DJI had much better audio. So I'm just going to leave it there, and that will play the better audio. So I've got it muted on the DJI, which is doing both audio and video, and I've got it playing on the. I muted it on my cell phone, which is doing audio and video, and I've got it playing on the DJI, which has a better microphone and was picking up much better. Okay. All right. So I've got my video. Now at this point, I can go ahead and create the video if I want. I can just export it as an MP4. To do that, I would click export up here. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to show you a couple other things you can do. So when you do export, give it a name, my video one. Honestly, always sequence it because you're going to probably do this over and over and over. But give it a name, choose where you're going to put it. I'm lazy. I'm putting it on my desktop. I actually have a new 2 terabyte or 1 terabyte solid state drive that I've got to install, so I got more room for video. You do want to do this on a computer that has solid state drives. It'll save you a ton of time in rendering. Where you see mine going pretty fast, it may really be slow on yours if it's an old computer with an old spinning disk and not a solid state drive. So I can choose all these settings down here. You can just look at what mine are. They're pretty good. Use those, but you can play with it if you want as well. But this does a pretty good video, and then this works great on YouTube. It's going to be pretty good definition. You can go higher. You can go all the way up to 4K. Really depends on what camera you're using. I mean, if I'm using a webcam and it doesn't do 4K, why would I render at 4K? If I'm using the DJI, which does 4K, then maybe I want to do that in 4K. My cell phone, I don't know what it does. I'm guessing 2K, but I don't really know. All right, so we're going to leave it the way it is. Frame rate's fine at 30, and I'm going to click export. And so this is counting down. It's now 20%. It's generating the video. It's not a very long video. It's going to save that, and it'll tell you the estimated size, 61.7 meg. It's only going to take about 20 seconds to generate this video, and it's done. So then I can click open file location, but I'm just going to move this out of the way because I saved it on my desktop. There it is. So now I've got a video. Now, I don't have an intro or an outro. If you want to get into doing a lot of videos, you need to make a decent intro, outro. You can go to a site like Upwork.com and hire someone, and for $100, they'll make you an intro and an outro. You tell them what you want it to look like, and I'll show you what mine is for my company here in a minute. But this is the video. So I'm just using Windows Media Player to play it. So that's it. It's super simple. And that's not very fast. Okay, so I've got a video. So now if I want to do an intro, outro, I have got to find my intro, outro video clips. So I found my intro, outros. I'm just going to drag those here because this is where everything goes. And so that's my intro. Let me maximize this again. So that's my intro. So I want my intro in here. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move these down here. Then I'm going to drag my intro down here, and I'm going to butt it right up there. And then I'm going to put my outro down here. And so what I'm going to show you is the simplest way to do an intro, outro is you just have a video made through Upwork.com. Just pick someone out there that has good ratings at a price point you can tolerate. And it can be that simple. So I'm going to go ahead and play that. Oh. Let's try this again. There we go. See if that'll play. There we go. So that's my intro. And then it cuts straight into it. Now, what you're probably going to want is a transition. And if you're doing a transition, you're going to want to do something like this. So I'm going to zoom in. So to zoom in and be able to work with you spread your clips out so that you can easily edit the videos without them being really tight clips in here. So for me to try to find an exact spot on this video strip here is going to be really hard. So I'm going to hold control. I'm going to roll my mouse wheel forward, which expands it out. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this intro, I'm going to click on it. I'm going to drag it over here. And what you'll notice, the videos on this editor, whatever video is on top takes full focus. It won't show anything underneath it. So as you can see here, oops, sorry, I got them backward. Whatever on bottom, is that it? Yeah, whatever's on bottom, sorry, mixing these things up. Whatever's on bottom will take focus, okay? It's the last layer will be visible. And so as you can see here, you can't see it. But I can click here, and you can actually just double click on it. And I'm going to go to, what is that under? Position, enhance, no. What is that under? Pan, zoom, trim. I'm missing it. Fade, here it is. So I'm going to do a fade in. So, well, not fade in, I need to do a fade out. Now you can fade in also, but I want to show you. So I'm going to click this off, but I want you to look down here first. You see that line? That's showing you where it's going to fade, and you can drag that to make the fade shorter, longer, however you want to do it. Okay, it'll just, I don't know if it picks random or how it does it automatic, how it does it, but I want to click this off and look at that line. Now the fade's gone. Okay, so I want to put the fade back in. In general, you want to fade in sometime after the video, the next video. So like somewhere like right in here. So let's back it up, and we're going to play that real quick. I can quit clicking on things. Okay, try that. So now it fades in. That's a much smoother, prettier transition. Okay. Now this intro has audio. So when you have audio, you might like to have a little more overlay. So let's stretch this out. Oops, let's move this over. Let's do this. Okay. So now, oops, I got too many points on here. We're gonna have the fade go in a little farther and last a little longer. So let's watch it again. So that's a kind of a neat transition. All right. Oops. Okay, so now we want to do an outro. Now, another way you can do this, you could have the fade on these videos so that this stays solid or whatever, but you start to get wonky. Just in my opinion, just do the fade on your intro clip. So I've got my outro down here. I'll pull it down here. We're going to do something similar. So I'm going to double click. We're going to go to this. We're going to say fade in. And the reason we're fading in is this video I want to play up until about here. And you'll see what I mean. So let's watch it. Oh, it's not refreshing. Sometimes I get this freezing thing where it won't play the video, but let's see if it'll do it now. There we go. Okay. So that's kind of it. And that's the video in a nutshell. Now, oh, I was clicked on that. That's why it didn't play all the way through. So let's try this again. Let's go up here. Actually, let's go right here. Okay, now the audio faded out because that's the way the clip was originally designed. So if we take this, I don't want to play the whole thing because it's awfully long, but now you've got an intro, outro, everything's there. I'm going to do Control A. That's going to grab all my clips, and then I'm just going to move them down here. Okay, now I want to make double sure that I didn't jack this up somewhere along the way, so I'm going to sync by audio again. And it moved my clips down. It shouldn't have done that. I don't know why it did that. So we're going to move those back up. Let's see. Oops. Move me out of the way. Okay, let's try this. Let's move these. This needs to go all the way to the end. Need to get all this stuff fixed. Okay. You shouldn't have to do all this, but if you do, you just keep moving these things around. roughly where you want them, and then you'll sync by audio again. Hopefully, we'll be able to do this. And you'll notice these things will kind of click when you're lined up, so that should be lined up. Okay, so let's see if this will sync by audio now without dropping them to the bottom. Okay, did it that? No, it did it again. Okay, Control Z undid what I just did. I don't know why it's pushing them to the bottom, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it. So we're going to go ahead and test this. One of the things I said earlier is I did have my audio muted for one audio stream, because this is an audio stream at the bottom of the video on both these, and they're identical, but the better audio stream is on the DJI. So it's no longer muted here, so we're going to mute it again because it was up in this one here, which is now blank. If I can just right click, delete that. Remove selected track. There we go. Now we're at the top. Okay. So this is what it looks like. And so that's it. Now we're going to go ahead and export again because now I got my intro outro on there. And give it a name, whatever I want it to be, my video 2. Always put numbers on them, kind of sequence them. It'll help you out a lot as you go. And then we're going to export. Now, while that's creating, I want to tell you, as you do videos, you will need a lot of storage. Videos do take a lot of space. They do take a little performance to render in a timely manner. You can render. It may be very, very slow to render, but you can render on any computer as long as the software will run on it, but it's going to bog down. May even crash if it's a really old computer. But you can do it on other computers. But you want to store these. You want to start creating a structure for how you store them. Now, I've saved that to my desktop, and so I'm not really storing them. But when I do videos, I kind of work everything on my desktop because I'm lazy. I don't go create a bunch of video folders and stuff right off the bat. But when I'm done, I start to copy all those videos into a folder structure on my OneDrive or my SharePoint, which gets backed up with third-party software and everything else. Now, if you don't have OneDrive or SharePoint, you got to get it or get Google Drive, but something that'll store them for you, so you got a backup copy of them. And so, all right, so I've got that done. There's the video I just did. We'll look at it real quick now that it's got an intro. All right, so that's the video. But we've exported the video, but we didn't save what's called our project. So all the things that we've done, all these video clips that are in here, that's part of a project, okay? It's a collection of things called a project. So to save that, what you do want to save that is you go in here and you save project or save project as, and they use PDS is what they call it. And so this is my video 2 or whatever I want to call it. And it's going to be a PDS, and I'm going to save that to the desktop. So now I've got my project right here. Now, what I'm going to do is I would drag these over to wherever I store these videos on SharePoint, OneDrive, Google Drive, wherever, and I'd have them in a folder structure with good naming so I can go back and find them if I need to edit them. And it's really easy to do, okay? Last thing, I'm going to show you one more thing real quick. Well, I don't know how quick it is. We'll see. There is a voice-to-text translation, and I got to remember where that's at. AI audio, AI speech-to-text. So we're going to use this. So I'm just going to let it all. Now the thing is, this is very new. I just started using this software again and started doing video editing again recently. There is a credit system. I haven't dove into how much it costs, but it comes with like 200 credits when you buy a subscription. I've done quite a bit of audio conversion. I don't know if it's maybe 1 credit, 10 credits, what. But you will have so many credits to be able to do this, and I doubt they're that expensive. Let's see what it says. So 500 credits is $35. That's going to get you through a bunch of videos. But I do strongly encourage you to do the AI to text either through this, or if you're going to upload to a YouTube channel, do it through there. It's just better. You just need to have text on there. People read it. It makes your videos more engaging. It's really worthwhile. So in here, speech to text, I'm just going to say transcribe selected range only. Yes. Let's go create. I'm sacrificing for you guys. I'm giving up some of my expensive credits to convert this. It does take a little bit because it's listening to the audio, and I'll show you what that looks like when it's done. All right, so I think that's done. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So it automatically puts the words in here, and it tries to, look at what are the words. And you'll want to go through this and make sure they're accurate. So if I click here, you can see it's working, whatever I was saying, and it goes to here. So I can click through here, and then I can edit these by clicking on them and putting in the correct words. So you want to go through and make sure that its transcription's accurate. I'm from Oklahoma, so I speak Okie, and a lot of the times my words are indecipherable from software. So it's the way it is. But let's watch this. So you get it. So there's transcription that's really good to have, and I haven't looked into it, but I know there's ways to do like background behind transcription text, maybe have it pop or move or do something like that. I haven't played with that yet. That's on my list, but that'll get you transcription. All right. So that's how you generate a video. Now, if you're going to get a YouTube channel, that's pretty self-explanatory. If you want me to help you walk through how to set up a YouTube channel, I'm happy to do that. I'll do that in another video. But I think it is fairly self-explanatory. But if you get stuck, I work in IT, so it's not probably as difficult for me as it might be for someone else. But again, happy to do a little video on that. But this is what I do. This is my software editing system. It's not rocket science. It's super easy. These are the basics to get a nice video out, good transcription, picture-in-picture, and transition fades, get an intro, outro. And by doing all those things, you can have a nice, clean video that you can show people and put on YouTube and maybe make money eventually. But there's a lot more you can do, and I didn't go into all the ways to edit video and how to take out clips. That might be for another time. But you can do all these cuts and overlays and inserts and have multiple streams and all kinds of really cool stuff. You want to have a bunch of cameras. In this case, both these streams that are on here are from an iPhone doing the forward, the steel plates, and the DJI doing video of me as I shoot. That's all I got. Hope that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you liked it, if you want more videos like this, or you have another thing that you'd like to know more about, or if you have questions about this software, maybe I can help you with it. But again, to me, the software is just here to help me do the bare minimum to get a good video out that explains something to a viewer. So have a great rest of your day.